And we're live again.
It says I need no more streaming power. Wants me to upgrade. Yeah! Everybody, listen to me. How it's supposed to be. Yeah! I'm gonna be a free man. I'm gonna find it to the end. I'm gonna find the answers here. I'm gonna make it all quite clear. Yeah. That's my 20-year chip. 21's coming around the corner. Welcome to the Chris and Mike Show. I'm Chris. He's Mike. This is the Chris and Mike Show.
Welcome.
For 2025,
YouTube
in case
Twitchers.
in case you just joined us, this is take 2. Because take 1, it said, "Hey, you're no longer connected." But
If you
hey,
stuck around for all of take 1, congratulations.
I will say that we're at both streaming 99% upload this time. So whatever glitch there was, they must have fixed the glitch.
Well, very nice.
They must have fixed the glitch. So since this is the actual final recording of 2025. Maybe we should start off with 2025 highlights. Not with us, because we were highlighted, enough. So here's when you Google. Let's open this up. Ooh, that's nice. What happened? What the heck? I opened this up and it turned to year search in 2025. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to share this. This is interesting how they're doing this. Check this out, man. Because I was just going to be like, hey, here's a bucket list of what happened in 2025, right? So what Google did was this. Like it's see what happened in 2025. You can pick where, global or Argentina. What do you want to explore? You want to explore another country?
That's pretty cool, man.
It could be cool, right? Let's just spin it. I know what we'll do. I'll just spin it from there and see where it stops. There you go. Nothing's available in Panama. Go back this way.
What about Canada? We had a lot of guests from Canada.
We have had a lot of guests from Canada, eh? Okay, Canada. What has happened in Canada? Go. There we go. It's adjusting. It's thinking. It's taking a long time to say what happened in Canada, eh? Oh, look, the map pulled it up. I guess we're seeing Canada. Let's see what happens in news and events in Canada. The Blue Jays, what did the Blue Jays do? Did they win the World Series?
No, I don't even remember. That's embarrassing.
I don't
No, it
remember
was
that
the
either.
Dodgers.
Oh, shit. They played in the World Series. They played in the World
No,
Series.
it was the Blue Jays, wasn't it?
It was the Blue Jays. No, the Dodgers came back and won it, I thought.
Oh, shit. See, we don't even remember. It
We
just
don't even
happened
know.
2 months
So
ago.
when I go here, share this tab instead. Oh, what happened to the Blue Jays in 2025? I think they made to the World Series, right? But I don't think they won. No, the World Series, last 2 World Series they won were back-to-back in 92, 93. They had a division title in 2025. They made it to the World Series, I think, but they lost. Okay. They lost to the Dodgers because of all the money the Dodgers bought.
My memory's not as bad as I thought it was. I was pretty sure it was the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers bought a Super Bowl. Not a Super Bowl. Dodgers bought a World Series. Okay, let's see what... Oh, stop that already. I said no. We don't care about Canada. Canada one's boring. Okay, let's just... There's nothing... Because it goes to the... I'm scrolling on. It's like the news and events, Blue Jays, Canada election results, Iran, LA fires, and Charlie Kirk. How does that... The only 2 that really are relevant to Canada are the Blue Jays and the Canadian election results.
That's it.
Right? Right.
Yeah, the rest of it's all United States.
So, right. Oh, I didn't know that. Ed Gein passed away in 2025. Did you know that?
I did not, but that would explain why they did the documentary on Netflix now.
Right. Okay.
Or made a point of...
Yeah, so there's that. So this is people that died. Mark Carney, Ed Gein, Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's not dead.
Threw him in to make sure you're paying attention.
I clicked on people. Oh, maybe I clicked on people instead of... Oh, maybe those were the newsworthy people of 2025.
Oh,
over here's the people who passed. Okay, my bad. So Charlie Kirk, I don't know why Charlie Kirk's number 1. Ozzy Osbourne should number 1. As far as a worldwide, moment, right? I would think Ozzy was more than Charlie Kirk, but Ozzy, Kirk, Hogan, Diane Keaton,
Diane
Michelle.
Keaton died?
Yeah, she's dead, man.
I
Diane
didn't know
Keaton is
that.
dead. She died. It happened. I think she was old. And Gene Hackman, Val Kilmer, Robert Redford, Pope Francis, Malcolm Jamal Warner. That was a shocking one, right? Because
Yeah, he's
that
not
was
that old.
he
He's
was
like our
he
age.
was no, he was swimming or something with his kid in Cabo. Yeah, so that rounds out the top 10 deaths. The top 5 movies of 2025. Happy Gilmore, Minecraft movie. I saw a Minecraft movie. Fucking stupid, but I took Little Man, so I had to deal with it.
Yeah, but how did Little Man like it? Because that's the target audience.
It took a while to get him engaged, man, because they had this. They were trying to set a plot. So the first 30 minutes of it was just like, why are you doing this for a 5-year-old? It didn't work. Once it started going, then he got dialed into it.
Yeah, you can't lay a backstory for a
No, I mean the backstory's there, man. It's Minecraft.
What is it?
It's Minecraft.
4 to 8-year-old. Is that like their target audience?
Probably. Anora, don't know what that is. Superman hit Netflix or wherever it's streaming within 2 weeks of being released. So I don't know how you can be that as a top 5 movie. Sinners, we watched Sinners. I don't know if you've seen it. It was different. It was interesting. It wasn't.
Yeah, I actually like that one.
Yeah. Weapons, didn't see that. Nosferatu, nah, because how many times you remake that. Didn't see Thunderbolts 28 years later, or How to Train Your Dragon. So didn't see any of those except Gilmore and Minecraft and Sinners.
I only saw Gilmore and Sinners. I never saw the rest of any of them.
Yeah. Severance was top 10 TV shows. Severance, that was a good show, right? White Lotus was a good show. I didn't see any of the other ones.
The first season was good. That second season sucked.
True. I like the second season just because Walter Coggins was in it, and he's a cool actor. Walton Coggins.
Yeah, maybe I should give it another shot. I gave up pretty quick
The cool thing about
one.
him, dude, is he actually maintains all his social media stuff. I didn't realize that I liked something, and then I get this reply from him. And I'm like, that's nonsense. And Scott's like, no, he actually manages his own social media. I'm like, that's cool.
He's
Landman. Yeah, he is a good actor. Landman. We haven't got past the episode 1 of season 2 because it just didn't hold up to my standards, but we'll get back into that. The Pit was a good medical drama. That's coming back January 8th for those of you that are interested in The Pit. I actually had 4 doctors that I was playing poker with. It was funny. I sold the house to an ER doctor, and then I was out into a poker game. So it's me and 4 emergency room doctors. Like, okay. And they all, when I brought up The Pit, they are like, that is by far the most realistic show you're ever going to watch when it comes to what the emergency room is really like.
That's awesome. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Watch that one yet.
January 8th. I think it's on Apple. Don't quote me, but I think it's on Apple.
That one's on Max.
What, Nikki? Yeah, January 9th. I'm sorry, I said January 8th. That was Nikki in the background. So that was kind of boring. I was hoping we would get more from 2025, but So
that's all it had to offer.
What's that?
That's all it had to offer.
That's all it had to offer. So if you've been watching the news, I don't watch the news. I get all my news on social media now.
Me too, pretty much.
Like Abraham Lincoln was quoted on Instagram about 2 months ago. Everything you read on Instagram is real. And for those of you who don't know, Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States, aging very well. Here's something funny too. So I follow this thing on Instagram. Remember the series Faces of Death when we were young?
Oh yeah, I ran into that several times,
right?
Unfortunately.
Right? Yeah. So I had the series, right? I had the whole VHS series. And back then it was not edited at all. Like it was legit. Like there's this reporter
come to find out some of them were legit and some of them were staged.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's disappointing. So this one reporter was talking, or a politician or something was talking to a crowd, and he had a paper bag, and he pulled out the paper bag in front of everybody and put it underneath his chin and blew his head off. So that's what Faces of Death was, these weird little scenes of death that so there's an Instagram thing I follow that top 1,000 moments before people die or when they die or something. And they actually, a couple days ago, I don't know if it's real or not because AI now you can't tell, right? But they actually had Lincoln sitting up in the booth and you see his head get shot and he kind of, and then people jump out of the booth, out of the balcony and run, scammer away. And that was supposed to be the assassination of Lincoln. So those of you that believe me that when I said Abraham Lincoln was alive, he's not. It was a joke. But you know us, so you know that we have an affinity for serial killers. Not in a bad way, but just, it's fascinating to us. So there's some stuff going on right now. Get the ads away, man. That there are 34 bodies. Houston officials, they're denying this. They're denying there's been 34 bodies after there's a serial killer. After 34 bodies were found. So they found the 34 bodies, right? They found them because it says it right here. They found the 34 bodies in the bayous, but they're saying there's not a serial killer.
So what are they attributing their...
I don't know.
Well, it should say right there.
Yeah, so here it is. As rumors spread online, concern grows. Houston officials are responding to mounting fears after 34 bodies were recovered from the Houston area bayous in 2025, nearly matching last year's total of 35. Despite alarming number, authorities insist there's no evidence of a serial killer operating in the area. Now, when Lake Mead has receded the waters, right? They started finding all these bodies in Lake Mead, which is all attributed to the mob back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. And as more and more water goes away, more and more bodies start coming up. So it's kind of obvious. There's also something else recently in the news. I don't know if you saw this, that somewhere outside of the Nevada desert, there's like 300 bodies found. And I want to say that definitely is tied to the mobs. 300 bodies found. Yeah, it is. It goes right up, dude. Okay.
I hadn't heard that.
So here it is right here. This is cool. I mean, it's not cool. Don't get me wrong, people. It's interesting. Oh, it's a news. There it is.
Cremated remains found in the desert. Now our 8 News Now investigators are learning more about the investigation well underway to find out who did it as another funeral home steps up to give all those people a proper resting place. Our investigators breaking the news about that disturbing discovery in Searchlight about an hour south of the valley. That story made international headlines, and today only 8 News Now investigator David Charnes back in Searchlight as another funeral home took care of each and every one.
Behind every...
See, I didn't know that they were cremated, so that's even more interesting, right? Because how do you find cremated remains?
Pile.
No shit.
There's a name.
Yeah, I don't get that. 300 piles of cremated remains uncovered. Like, how do you go into a desert and determine what's desert and what's human remains?
Well, they must have found some bones that were big enough.
Something.
300 dumped here this summer.
Wow.
From the, you can see the space. Helpers on the ground Wednesday working to make it right. You saw those piles. What went through your mind?
I think most of us just felt like, what a shame.
Selena DeLulo is the president of Palm Mortuaries and Cemeteries. She and about a dozen others taking each one and placing it into an urn. Dumping hundreds of remains like this on federal land is a crime. And Nevada law requires funeral operators protect the dignity of all remains in their care.
That's not mass murder. What I heard was the remains of 300 bodies were found outside of Vegas, an hour outside of Vegas. This just sounds like some funeral home was lazy and just cremated the bodies and dumped them.
Well, shouldn't they have been given the remains to the loved ones?
You would think.
Place, not all the way out in the desert where someone cares.
I think it's important to us to make sure that these people are not forgotten and not left. It's important to our community and our profession that we demonstrate how much we do care about these people.
The 8 News Now investigators learning all these remains appear to be from a commercial funeral business, one that likely closed or swapped hands recently. Our investigators have been in contact with a business who we are not naming that fits that description. Its leadership tells us they are not involved. We should also mention these remains have no connection to McDermott's funeral home, which the state shut down this summer.
That's crazy, man.
That's interesting. I see. Now I totally thought it was I didn't dive deep enough into it. I totally thought it was they found bodies.
That's still horrible. I mean,
yeah, but I agree with you.
It's almost worse because at least the serial killer, he has a mission, right? And he's fulfilling his job. Right. The funeral home was supposed to give the remains of the loved ones back to the people who wanted them, you know?
So that poses the question then were these like people that weren't claimed? And why not just leave them in the ashtray in the urn or the fire thing that you put them in, the kiln? You know,
that would be my first question is, are these, like you said, are these people that have not been claimed by anyone?
Yeah.
Or like, where did all these remains come from?
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting.
Were you just giving sand to the families?
Yeah. Cause that would be dumb. You take the time to cremate them, just put them in the box, man. Put them in the box.
Yeah.
I noticed your background's all black now. What'd you do?
My background's all black?
Yeah, I can't see your window. Or is it just because it's nighttime?
Oh, it's just because it's nighttime. Okay. I thought you couldn't see me. I was like, what the fuck did I do?
I can see you. It's just your whole background's black, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's how you know it's wintertime and we're recording in the evening, ladies and gentlemen. There's a door behind me right there.
Gotcha. Okay. So now that was a cluster because, you know, we just fake newsed ourselves. But here's the serial killer thing that's going on in Texas. So when you type in Interstate 40 multiple serial killers, because Mike and I were talking about this as well, there's a highway serial killings initiative, which is interesting. That was back in 2009. So in 2024, in June, they were talking about the hunt for long haul trucker serial killers. So I don't know where this is going to take us. Let's see what it is. They are loners traveling back and forth across the nation with no set schedules, living in a world of anonymity. Long-haul truck drivers could be the perfect occupation for a serial killer. There's access to a pool of potential victims, and constant state-to-state mobility means dodging law enforcement jurisdictions. Interesting, right? Okay, we're not getting anywhere. They're not really like.
Well, they're saying there could be as many as 300 of them.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. 300.
And the same thing as Texas, the federal government is not admitting to any of it.
Right.
But all the patterns are there.
Right. It's like they uncovered 34 bodies and they uncovered 35 bodies in 2023, but they're saying, what are we in 2025? Yeah. In 2024, but they're saying there's not a serial killer.
Well, this is specific to I-40 too.
Yeah, this is specific to I-40. Highway Serial Killer Initiative. What is that? Oh, that's too, wow. The map shows more than 500 cases in Highway Serial Killings Initiative database. So this is, so it's an initiative, but it's actually, it's too bad we can't open that up. That would be cool to open up. 500 cases. The red dots mark where bodies of the remains have been found along the highways over the past 30 years. That's insane. Can you see that map?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, especially the Midwest and East Coast. Look at that. It's just littered, man.
Yeah, people are busy around Detroit, Buffalo, New York, the whole East Coast.
That's insane. Let's see if we can get an image. Oh, bunch of serial. Look what we got. Serial killers.
Lots of them.
There's the map. Let's see if we can pull this map up. Share this tab instead. There it is. I'm going to mute it. If it starts talking. Look at all these things that pop up, man. It's so like, come on, stop with the ads, man. Really? You want me to shop? Perry Ellis. Want to buy some suits, Mike?
Stupid clickbait.
Right now, we have multiple serial killers operating in the United States.
Yes, we do.
Without a doubt.
According to the FBI, those serial killers could be connected to dozens and dozens of unsolved murders.
Investigators are actively working to track them down by focusing in on a specific pool of suspects.
Jessica Schmidt explains what they're doing now to prevent another person from becoming a victim in this story from the Crime Vault.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
In 2004, after noticing a pattern of murdered women being dumped along interstates, the FBI launched its Highway Serial Killings Initiative. The map you see behind me shows where bodies and remains have been found along
So, where's Illinois? Here's Illinois. Right? Kind of hard to see. Illinois' got some dots. Arizona's got 4 dots. That's a drag. We only got 4 dots. You got a lot more dots.
In 500 cases over the course of 30 years. 20 years later, the FBI's work has led to several arrests and to hundreds of suspects. And today,
hundreds of suspects, dude. How are they going to narrow that down?
Well, that's what I would like to know.
I mean, I don't think you can. I mean, if you have hundreds of suspects, you got to have DNA and stuff, right? You would think. I just wanted to see the map. I wanted the map up more to kind of get a feel for. Nobody's safe, man. Nobody's safe. That's hitchhiking. Don't hitchhike, people. Right?
Well, a lot of those people end up getting killed at rest stops.
Oh. I didn't think of that.
Some of those rest stops are pretty shady, especially here in Illinois. I could see how that could. Well, we've had it happen right outside of town here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big.
I'd have to ask Steele what year that was, but it's within the last 15 or 20 years. A lady, and I know there was a lady got murdered out there. I don't know if she was with somebody.
Wow.
But Illinois rest stops are like super notorious for being dark and creepy.
Really?
Now in Michigan, they're beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, they're all lit up and brand new and clean. And
yeah, see, Arizona, I mean, we don't travel very much in Arizona, but it's just going up and back from up north. But the ones up north, on the way up north, are just, it's Arizona. You can't really, it's not like they're beautiful. It's a desert,
Right.
But so this pops up, though, when I typed in the Interstate 40 multiple serial killers. All these serial killers popped up, man. All these bad guys. Oh, there's John Wayne Gacy. Did you ever watch the John Wayne Gacy thing on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would like them to release the tapes of him being interviewed with the psychiatrist. They kind of hint on it in that, but I would love to be able to watch the entire interview of him with the psychiatrist. I think that would be fascinating.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the show. There's actually a show, I think it's on HBO Max, where they do that. They show
what
you
I know what you're talking about. What they do is they'll do like Confession of a Serial Killer, and then they play like the unreleased Bundy tapes, and it's just audio. But
yeah,
that's
it.
But it's so repetitive. It's not. They just, once you watch one thing about a serial killer, everything else that comes out about that person, it's the same. They just spin it a little bit different, so they try to hook you that there's going to be new information, and there's not. But I don't think I've ever seen Gacy's. I would know. I've never seen Gacy's actual full interview, for whatever reason. I don't know if they've released it or not, but.
Or maybe who knows, maybe they didn't record a lot of them.
Yeah. Eileen Wuornos. She was a first female serial killer on her
Still
level.
the most notorious, if I remember right.
Right. And then there's Bundy, the one who started it all. I mean, from a popularity standpoint, he didn't start it all, but Bundy was the most charismatic of them all.
Type this in. When did we coin the term serial killer?
How did we?
Yeah, when?
Oh.
Because that'll tell you who.
Oh, yeah.
Sparked the. I'm not even sure when they termed somebody the first serial killer.
Well,
you gotta get.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, the FBI investigator who coined the term killer. Man, I can't talk. Serial killer. This guy. I don't know, let's do it. FBI investigator. Oh, come on with the ads, man. Robert Ressler pioneered the practice of criminal profiling and is credited with coming up the term serial killer. Oh, he died on May 5th. Well, when? When did he do it? What's the date, man? Nope. 1990. Nope. Well, Casey's been dead that long.
I'm gonna guess 60s or 70s.
It doesn't say. It talks about who he was, and he's like, if you heard the word serial killer, phrase serial killer, you're familiar with the work of Robert Ressler. He actually wrote the book on criminology during a career span searching for serial killers and other violent offenders. He passed away in 2013. It doesn't say when, though. Robert Ressler. Let's look up Robert Ressler.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious when we actually coined that term.
Right. No, me too. That was a good question, man.
I'm going 1960 something.
Wikipedia. He was born in 37, died in 13. Chicago, Illinois. North Merrimah Avenue is where he grew up. Class of 55, worked for the Chicago Tribune. He became interested in killers. He followed the Tribune's articles on the lipstick killer. He's more fascinated than afraid of the notorious killer, as other killers fascinated him in later years with the FBI. His fascination would bolster decades later by John Wayne Gacy, who had grown up in the same neighborhood. Oh, I didn't know that.
No
and was
shit.
in the was in the Boy Scouts. Ressler attended 2 years community college before Army, Okinawa, military career, FBI career. He joined the behavioral science unit in 1970. He was born in 1970. Between 76 and 79, he became a criminal profiler. So probably somewhere within that, right? He'd have to be. It'd have to be somewhere. And because if Gacy was 70, when was Gacy's terror? 70s, 76?
Yeah, probably mid to late 70s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because he was in the Army until 62. In the MPs, and then he went to all the criminal stuff you can do in the Army. He did all that.
So we didn't coin the term serial killer until the
70s. Yeah, apparently.
Wow. The reason I say that is because there was a shitload of them throughout history.
Yep.
Up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, kudos to that guy. That's what we've called him ever since.
Yeah. I wonder what he just called them mass murderers or something, maybe. Or, killers. Killers.
Well, I would venture to guess that almost probably 90% of them got away with it back in the day, because the only way you had to catch them was fingerprints or, there was no DNA evidence back then.
No. So I went back to all results, and the English term and concept of serial killer are commonly attributed to the former FBI Special Agent Robert Ressler, who used the term serial homicide in 1974 in a lecture at Police Staff College in Bramshire, England. And then they're saying the term itself likely dates to the 1930s, when the head of Berlin Criminal Police in Germany, Ernest Gennat, used Serienmörder, or serial murder, to describe Peter Kürten, the vampire of Dusseldorf. Kürten was sentenced to death in 1931 for a series of sexually motivated crimes.
That's a great title, The Vampire of Dusseldorf.
Right? 1970s gave rise to the American serial killer trope, whatever. And up until the 70s, U.S. referred to them all as mass murderers, which we just talked about.
Yep.
And then the serial killer generically means somebody who has killed in a series. They could be in contract with killers, healthcare. Oh yeah, that one nurse, right? That one nurse, they did a show on that. The nurse was killing people. Contract killers, healthcare people, and nurses that killed patients. You go into any state prison, you're going to find a number of people in the criminal career that have killed two to three people. But that's not really a serial. Oh, there's 4 types of serial killers. Did you know that?
No.
Visionary, mission-oriented, hedonistic, and power control-oriented. In classifying types of serial murder, the factors discussed are behavioral background, victims' profiles, methods used, and location of the murders. 4 types are, again, visionary, mission-oriented, hedonistic, and power control-oriented.
So not only do we have serial killers, we have them subdivided now.
Right.
That's terrible.
So serial murder is the unlawful homicide of at least two people carried out by the same person. So you kill two people the same way, you're a serial killer, apparently. I call bullshit on that. I think you need to have more. I think there needs to be a nice, a pattern, over a span of time. I don't think it should just be, hey, I killed two people, I'm a serial killer because I killed them the same way.
Right. I'll agree with that.
And so back to Wrestler, why it's often claimed to be the first person that cited the term serial killer, the claim is disputed. There are others who have been credited with the first use of the term. Some people believe that Pierce Brooks, an LAPD detective, was the first person to define it. Okay, well.
Well, I was just curious about like the general. So the Germans kind of coined it in the 30s and they called it mass murder.
Right.
And then we just stuck with that until the 70s when the FBI got involved and they started studying it. And then that guy, he called it serial homicide, and then it became serial killers after we figured out that there was more than one of them.
Yeah. Now, this next one says that you have to have what defines a serial killer is somebody who is conventionally defined as a person who murders three or more people in a period of over a month with a cooling down time between murders. So one says two people, this one says three or more. This is a good one. Here's a question for you. Do you think serial killers are psychopaths or sociopaths?
Both.
Yes. Thank you. Good answer. Ding, ding, ding. Not all serial killers are psychopaths. Some are socio.
For sure. Which would explain why some of them are controlling.
Oh, okay. What is the top one, the number one top killer in the world that kills more than any people? Not necessarily serial killers, just in general. What do you think is the number one cause of death throughout the entire world?
Malaria.
Heart disease.
That's not true.
It says heart disease was the most common cause.
I would dispute. Well, no. Okay, maybe nowadays.
Responsible for a third of all deaths globally. Cancers were second, causing almost 1 in 5 deaths. Taken together, heart disease and cancers are the cause of death every second.
But if you type this in, this is a fact. Malaria has killed more than half of the people ever in the history of people. Over 50% of the people that have died in the history of the earth have died of malaria.
Yep. One estimate, which has been published in a 2002 Nature article, claims that malaria may have killed 50 to 60 billion people throughout history, or about half of all humans that have ever lived. But was that the deadliest virus? Was that the deadliest virus?
No.
What do you think? No.
It would have been the plague.
It was the bubonic plague, and then smallpox, and then SARS, and then avian bird flu, Ebola, and leprosy. Did you know when Obama was in office, and I have this shit somewhere, Ebola broke out, right? In South Africa or something? Jake wrote a letter. Kid you not. Wrote a letter to Obama talking about how Ebola outbreak has happened and how they're going to turn into zombies and how he could solve the problem. Shit you not. Obama sent him back a whole package of things, a letter from the White House, autographed pictures, everything. It was a trip.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to find it. It was a trip.
That's pretty crazy, man.
It was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I like that story.
Yeah, yeah. And he was, I don't know, whenever Obama was in office, so he was, I don't know, I mean, he still was the whole zombie thing, so 8, 9 years old, somewhere around there.
Well, Obama was in office from 2012 to 2008 to 2016.
And Jake was born in 2001. So yeah, 7, 8, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Because Trump's first term was in 16.
Yeah, okay. What has killed the most humans in history by death toll? The plague of Justinian. It says 541 to 549. Those are the years. HIV/AIDS pandemic 1981 to present. Black Death 1346 to 1353, and the bird flu 1918 to 1920. Of course, then you have the malaria. Oh, no way. Here's the thing that says, what war had 0 deaths? There's 4 wars that had 0 deaths. That's crazy. That's crazy.
What are they?
The Russian annexation of Crimea.
Okay.
Something that's I can't say it. I'll open it. I'll share this because I can't pronounce that, man. I cannot pronounce it. I cannot pronounce it. Right here. Whoops. This one. The Hushakar Danish War as part of the Peninsula War.
I think you actually said that right.
Oh, right on. The Magellan War in British Columbia, and then the Kettle War. I'm not going to open this up because when I open shit up, then it takes to a whole nother place, and it's just stupid. Oh, look, should we stop talking about death?
Happy New Year.
Let's talk about something more fun.
Happy New Year. Everybody's dying.
Yeah. So did you hear about Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wide receiver for the Patriots, strangulation. He's been accused of a strangulation.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, I mean, I think it's allegedly. Let's see what this has to say.
That's one of those ones. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah. We're going to, hold on. I can't do that yet. I got to do this. There's something going around I saw last night. A couple different sports commentators are talking about how the gig is up. The script is out for the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Rams and the Bills in the Super Bowl this year.
I think the second started on Arrow off Arrow.
Well, fucking Rams better figure out how to play football then.
Because Arrow is
Say again.
The Rams better figure out how to play football then, because they're sucking.
So the Pakua catch, that was a catch. Did you see that?
It was a catch some weeks, and it's a catch. It's not a catch other weeks.
Right, but he had both feet in bounds. He had complete control of the ball, and they didn't.
He
call
bobbled the ball on the way down, and they call it both ways all the time.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. So
it was a catch. But
it totally was a catch. Oh, well,
they call it both ways. It just depends on which way they want it to go.
Yeah. That's not what I wanted to look at. This is obvious, and it's obvious why, because even I see it now that like I typed in NFL corruption. Okay, look at this. The NFL has recently been losing fans and is struggling to regain them. The ratings for games are as low as fewer people are tuning in to watch. Ticket sales have taken a hit, and attendance is low for all teams. I wonder why.
Because bullshit like last night happened. They keep telling you that the Rams are the most potent offense in the fucking league, and then they get beat by a team that's 6-9.
Right. And Matthew Stafford throws 3 interceptions. 2 weeks ago, he was the talk of MVP. And in the last two weeks, he's thrown 5 or 6 interceptions total. Like, you talk about burning down your own bridge.
Yeah, and they've been heavy favorites in all those games. That's the point that really hits home with me, because I got burned twice.
Yeah.
They should have easily covered a 7-point spread against the Falcons last night.
Well, it's kind of like the thing with the Bills when they went for 2 points instead of kicking the extra point and going in overtime. And Josh Allen was so off target to a wide open receiver to get the 2 points.
As open as anybody's ever going to get to. And he threw it at least 4 feet away from him.
Right. Which, hello, you're one of 32 people in the world that are a starting quarterback in the NFL. And we've talked about the percentage of making it to the NFL is 0.001%. And that's not even counting the quarterback. That's just making it to the NFL.
Right.
You get even less if you want to be a quarterback. So that's a little crazy there.
I know people make mistakes, but
not when the game is on the line, and he really only has a couple years left to be able to get to the Super Bowl and win it, because he's going to age himself out.
But in my case, that was the best case scenario, because if they would have tied the game up, I probably would have lost that bet.
Oh, well, gotcha.
I can't remember how that went down, but for me, them going for 2 points was the best case scenario, because I was going to win either way.
Right.
If the Bills, I must have had the other team and the points. Were they playing the Eagles? Was that game? Who were they playing?
I don't think they were playing the Eagles. I don't know who they were playing.
No, it would have been a division game.
NFL week. It was week 16, right?
Yeah, they would have been playing somebody in their division. Who the fuck was it?
Looking it up. I pulled up the schedule.
The Bills were the favorite in that game. I remember that much.
So, where is it? Bills. Bills and Browns. No, that's the one they won. So it was this week that it went down. Where the hell is it? Bears, Rams, Bills. Yeah, Bills, Eagles. You're right. Bills, Eagles, 13-12. That was the final.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the Bills were the favorite in that game because they were at home.
Yeah.
And I was getting, oh shit. I can't remember how many points I was getting, but it was enough to where they were giving me even money. And I was like, son of a bitch, I'll take the Super Bowl champions for plus money.
Right.
I think I was getting 3 points. So yeah, them going for 2 was the best case scenario for me because even if the Bills would have won that game, they would have only won by whatever it was, 1 or 2 points. And I was getting 3 points. So I'm like, yeah, go for it.
Well, and it's like the Bears-Niners game. I was watching that. I'm sure you watched it because Bears fan. The Bears.
Yeah.
But to me, the Bears had what, 1:40 left on the clock after the Niners went down and scored.
Something
and
like that. Yeah.
And Jake asked, texted me, was like, you watch this game? I was like, yeah, dude, it's insane. And I'm like, there's too much time left on the clock. The Bears are going to go down and score. Watch. And I really believe the Bears are going to go down and score and win the game because of how everything's played out.
Well, they had a chance. They did.
They did, for sure.
Everything was right except for they didn't catch the ball.
There was another game. Oh, the Chargers game. Cameron Dicker the kicker.
Oh,
the entire season, you hear about that? He never missed an extra point this year. He's never missed a field goal under 40 yards. What does he do on the game against the Texans? Right, and he misses an extra point. Both first time this year, and Texans win by 4 points.
Yeah, I got burned on that game too because I took the Chargers.
Yeah, I did too. Because the Chargers were at home. I figured there's no way the Chargers, even though Texans are just a really good team right now, especially on defense, I didn't think they were gonna be able to pull that out in San Diego. Or they did. Or
I didn't
Los
either.
Angeles.
And the reason is because the Texans have the best defense since the 85 Bears, but their offense has been horrible.
Right. Sporadic, exactly.
But then all of a sudden, C.J. Stroud throws 2 dimes to...
Right.
And he's capable of doing that, but
sure.
They hadn't been doing it traditionally all season long. And all of a sudden, bam, there was just 2 dimes for touchdowns like within 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get that either, man. I thought it was crazy too. It's kind of like and watching the Bears game. I never really watched the Bears because Bears isn't my team. But to see the trajectory and the strength of Caleb Williams and how it doesn't look like he's really launching the ball, but it goes that one touchdown pass that was a deep. He impressed me with his arm strength and it just doesn't look like he's really throwing the ball. And then all of a sudden it just zips out of his hand and it's just placed perfectly, like just perfectly.
Several people argue with me about him not being a good quarterback. He burned me so many times when he was at USC.
Yeah.
I just simply look at that person and say, you never watched him in college because
he's phenomenal.
He's one of the most accurate passers that's ever thrown the football. He just is.
Yeah, I agree with that. After watching that game, because I haven't really watched the Bears because they didn't play the Giants. They played the Giants this year, but he didn't have that kind of game against the Giants that he had against the Niners.
He's only got I think they opened up a little bit more, but for the first however many games, Ben Johnson was only letting him use 25% of the playbook.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't ready for the other 75%. I guess Ben Johnson's playbook is super complicated, which makes sense because I don't know if you saw this.
Mm-hmm.
The Detroit Lions, when he was there, are 35-11, and since he's left, they're 12-26 or some shit. So
wow.
that tells you that
Yeah.
a coach makes a difference.
Yeah. Well, Goff has not played this year like he played last year at all.
They have
Goff-
a losing record since he
Yeah.
left. I didn't know
Right.
that, but they do.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know Ben Johnson came from there, but I know Goff is just having a shit
Yeah, he
year.
was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, well, there you go. See, the Giants need to find somebody young like that has that kind of mind and just build it. And that's to build it, you know?
Well, that's my defense for Caleb Williams, too, for all the people who are like, why is this guy taking so long to get his feet wet in the NFL? Well, part of it is the game is immensely faster from
It
college
is.
to the NFL. Those guys
Totally.
are just,
Mm-hmm.
they're machines, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's number one. Number two is he didn't have a coach worth of shit until
Nope.
Ben Johnson came along. And then Ben made him start completely over from scratch. We're
Right.
going to act like you don't know anything because you don't.
Right. Well, and that's what happens when you have a new coach, right? And you have new offensive coordinator, defense coordinator. They change the scheme of everything. So then there's that learning curve, which is why teams like the Giants is frustrating because how many times are you going to start over? How many times are you going to rebuild? Like,
Right.
let's find somebody that can run the ship. Like Jake thinks Dable should have stayed and everybody else should have been fired. But to me, Dable's not a head coach. Dable's an offensive coordinator. Look at the Bills, right?
The reason that I would disagree with him and agree with you is
Mhm.
simply because if the buck stops with you,
Mm-hmm.
you're the first one to go.
Agreed.
You
And
have
you're
to be
res-
able to
Mhm.
man the entire ship, right?
Right.
If the ship's going down, we got to figure out who needs to bail water, who needs to plug things up, or whatever,
Right. Right.
If Chris Dunham is the captain of the ship and somebody
Mhm.
says, Captain, the ship's sinking, we got to figure out what to do.
Right.
We're either getting in the lifeboats or we're going to fix the problem.
Right. Plug the hole, man. Plug the hole.
The New York Giants had more holes in the boat than it was like he needed to start finding a new offensive coordinator. He needed to start finding X, Y, go to the
Right.
general manager and say, here's what I need.
Right. Now on for the Giants, history of the Giants, they don't fire coaches midseason. They never have. They just don't believe in that, which I get, but at the same time, if you consist, I mean, they have the worst records in the last 5 years of any team in the NFL. That tells you that 4 years ago, or I'd say 3 years ago, you should have done something.
100%.
You should have done something.
You can't just continue to lose.
No. And the fact that, the Giants hierarchy just let them continue to be mediocre, to me, is bullshit. Now, with the final week in the NFL, I don't have the odds in front of me, but you have the Panthers at the Buccaneers. And I'm surprised the Buccaneers have kind of sloped downward because they were a good team. And they've kind of been all of a sudden not as strong as they were. Right?
Yeah, they got smoked by the Dolphins.
Right. That burned me because I picked the Bucs. You have the Seahawks at the Niners. So that game ends up being a pivotal game, I think, because if the Niners got to beat the Seahawks to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and if they make it to the Super Bowl's in, they call it Levi Stadium. It's in San Francisco, so they could legitimately play the Super Bowl at home. But according to the thing that I saw about the script is up, it's the Bills and the Rams. So we'll see. Colts and Texans. Colts, how bad is that? They started 8-2 and they missed the playoffs entirely.
Well, part of it is they had some pretty unfortunate injuries.
Well, true, but still, I mean, 8-2 and then to just miss the playoffs. Because here's what was it? Who was it? Somebody started 0-3. And they're in the playoff picture now.
The Texans.
Is it Texans? Okay. Yeah, that's
I don't
crazy.
think they've lost a game since then.
That's crazy because you can't. What 0-2 like is monumental. You're not going to make the playoffs, but 0-3 and you made the playoffs. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
Browns Bengals. That's a toilet bowl game. Unfortunately, Joe Burrow runs that team because when he went down, they just suck. Saints Falcons. That's kind of just a barn burner. Packers Vikings. Packers should win that one. You would think. Titans Jaguars. The Jaguars have been playing good ball. They're surprising.
Yeah, they're on a winning streak, too.
Yeah, here's the greatest matchup ever: Giants Cowboys in the Meadowlands. Dun dun dun.
In years past, that was one of the games to watch. In the 90s, that was the matchup to see.
Absolutely. Cardinals, Rams. Rams got to win that one. Chiefs, Raiders, doesn't matter. If the Raiders win, then they no longer have the first pick, I don't think. And that's surprising, too, how bad the Raiders are with Pete Carroll at the helm. But does that say Pete Carroll has just lost his mojo as a coach?
I mean, there's people that know way more about football than I do, but
oh yeah,
who do the Raiders have?
Max Crosby
can't win a Super Bowl. I mean,
Geno
can't win a
Smith.
Super Bowl on defense.
This is true. Well, the Ravens did it. The Ravens did it when they had Trent Dilfer. He threw 11 passes that entire Super Bowl.
You still got to score points, though.
That's true. That's true.
They got Geno Smith. That's it. I can't name another Raider.
Yeah. Well, I said Max.
Crosby.
I said Max Crosby. Max Crosby and Geno Smith. Those two. That's it.
That's it.
That's what they got.
We need 22 people to fill an offense and defense.
Oh, Commanders, Eagles. I'm surprised how bad the Commanders have turned out this year, because last year
once again they lost their star quarterback for most of the season. Jaden Daniels has been hurt, arguably for the whole season.
Yeah, that elbow dislocation play looked like painful.
Well, think about how he played last year and think about how he's played this year. He has to have had some kind of injury the whole year.
Sure.
I don't think anybody gets worse.
Well, and that's kind of what I thought about Jackson Dart, because after the Bears game, Jackson Dart wasn't playing the way Jackson Dart played leading up to the Bears game, when the Bears, destroyed him and he left the game, but he didn't really start playing, getting back to that play type until they played the Raiders, because the Raiders was really
the same thing that's going on with Justin Herbert. He's got a broken off throwing hand. I don't care.
I can't believe he's playing with a broken hand.
And I don't care how tough you are.
Yeah.
That's still going to affect how you play, right? If you feel 100%, you're going to do things that you wouldn't do if you're trying to protect my fucking hands broken.
100%, man. I was surprised that he was playing when he was a Sunday night game, and they referenced he had a broken left hand. I'm like, he had surgery the Monday before the game. Like, you kidding me? I mean, Jack Youngblood played the Super Bowl with a broken fibia, so you really can't complain. And he was a lineman, so, you don't want to talk about having to put pressure on your leg every single play.
Right.
But still, and the hand, I don't get it. But Dolphins, Patriots, that can be an interesting game, because the Dolphins are better than they are record-wise. Because once they fired their OC, they completely changed their season around. But unfortunately, the record doesn't justify them making to the playoffs. But
yeah, they're a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they're a scary team to play. And the Patriots are good. I'm surprised, but not really surprised. The Patriots are back in the playoff picture after only 3 years since Brady left?
Once again, they hired Mike
Ownership, because the coaching has changed. They've had two coaches, right?
Yeah, I like Vrabel. He's a good coach. He's an expatriate.
True.
And he definitely, in my opinion, he's definitely turned things around.
Oh, agreed. 100%. 100%. But that goes back to ownership. That's the problem I think the Giants have, and some of these teams that just can't get out of their own way. The ownership gets in the way. Like, the Giants should just sell to the Nike owner, who just gave them like $160 million beginning of this year for the facility and training and shit. Just sell to him.
I wish I could find it right off the top. I got to start organizing this shit better. I saved something that I was going to send to you about Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a great lesson for every other owner. You're talking about owners.
Yeah.
What he did is, instead of bothering the people in his jurisdiction where he lives for money, like everybody else does, he put his money where his mouth was, and he bought the entire block around Gillette Stadium. Or is that what it's still called?
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to not date myself here and sound like a moron. Anyway, wherever the Patriots play, Robert Kraft also owns the entire downtown around. He bought everything.
That's amazing.
And then he leased it back to the businesses that that want to do business there.
Nice. With
the promise in the beginning that the people that are coming to the games are going to support the businesses, right?
Right on.
But instead of going to the city and saying, hey, I need all this money, he put up the money, and he was either going to have a losing proposition in that if he put a non-winning team on the field, and then a losing team, whatever, If he put a bad product on the field, he was going to suffer the consequences, right?
Oh.
Because he put all this money up. So it was in his best interest to continually have a good team to keep bringing people in. And it turned out, obviously, it was an overwhelming success. The Patriots are one of the most lucrative franchises in the last, 30, 35 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought that was really cool. He put his money where his mouth was. He just bought everything. He was like, I'm not asking the city or the taxpayers for anything.
That's cool. That's really cool.
It is cool.
That says a lot about his belief in his team and what he's building, too.
And that's what I wish the Bears ownership would do, because the fact that they're trying to leave Chicago is a travesty. There's certain things that just shouldn't be allowed to happen.
Agreed.
I could give a fuck if the Patriots move across the river to
right?
Missouri. That's all they're doing. People act like they're moving from the middle of Kansas to Missouri. They're picking up the stadium and moving it across the river.
Oh, the Patriots are?
The Chiefs.
Oh, Chiefs, yeah.
Excuse me.
No, you're good. Yeah.
I wish the Bears organization would just put up the money, leave Soldier Field where it's at. It's an iconic stadium.
It is.
It's Soldier Field, for Christ's sake. I don't think a lot of people realize that stadium was built as a monument and a tribute to the soldiers of this country. If you walk on the outside of the stadium, there's these huge plaques to the Army, the Navy, the Marines. I got pictures behind them.
Yep. But that goes back to the Giants. Giants, Bears, Lions, Packers. It's old school money. It's old world. I mean, Packers are owned by the fans, but it's still, it's that deep rooted, long history in the NFL. Steelers, long history in the NFL. Family money. They're set in their ways. They don't want to change. They think everything should trickle down below instead of, riding the ship up top. Speaking of which, Lions and Bears Sunday in Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's going to be a good game. I think the Bears will win it, but it's going to be a good game. Chargers, Broncos, that's a huge game. Chargers need to win that, but I don't think they will, especially in Mile High. Jets, Bills is going to be just a cluster of a game, because who knows who's going to show up for the Bills and who's going to show up for the Jets.
Bo Nix is another one that I called as a stud that just shined.
But see, that goes back to Sean. That goes back to Sean Payton, dude. That is the epitome of a quarterback coach. Because Drew, right? Look what he did Look what he did with Drew Brees. Drew Brees was washed up. Right. Drew Brees was washed up. He got hurt. Everybody wrote him off. He went to New Orleans, and Peyton turned his career around. They only won one Super Bowl, but he turned it around, turned his career around. And him and Eli are the only two quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame class, the final 15 for this next Hall of Fame. So we'll see. And then you have the Ravens Steelers on Sunday night, which is a must win for the Steelers now, because if they don't win that game, I don't think they're in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, them fuckers let me down on Sunday too.
Dude, so bad. So, the final play, the final 4 plays at first and goal, I don't know what the hell they were doing.
Nobody does.
It's the same freaking play, the same end zone, the same corner of the end zone to the same receiver all 4 times. Like, what are you doing, man? Play action pass. Gainesville was having a great game. He was running lights out. Like, dude, just come on. It was mind-boggling. Just mind-boggling, man. How they mismanaged that play calling for a team that has consistently been in a winning. I mean, they have a winning season, right? But a winning season doesn't mean shit if you don't win the Super Bowl
or make the playoffs.
Right.
Or beat a team like the Browns with a rookie quarterback, It's like,
right. Oh, where's the thing?
I was just mad because I took the Steelers.
Like Nikki they marched down the field. Nikki was in the bedroom and she came out of the bedroom, and then the first and goal was incomplete. I'm like, go back in the bedroom. I'll just tell you what's going on. And then I'm giving her play by play, and then I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is just ridiculous. So here's what sportsbetting.legal says. Because I was trying to find a playoff bracket. This is what sportsbetting.legal has. Can you see that? This is what they think is going to happen. This is from the preseason. Look at that.
The Bills are not.
So the Chiefs are out. The Bengals are out. Right. The Texans are over the Bengals now. Broncos, I don't think. No. So this is what they said in preseason who was going to make the Super Bowl. And when it was the Bills.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy this year unless something miraculous happens.
Right.
The Eagles still got a shot. I mean,
they do.
They're a dangerous team.
They are, but I don't think they're gonna get past. They're not gonna get the NFC Championship game. I don't think. They're not playing with the fire that they were playing with last year. Especially
neither
Saquon
are the
Barkley.
Rams, though. I don't know how people think the fucking Rams are going to make the Super Bowl.
The Rams were until the last 3 weeks, man.
Maybe their defense was always suspect.
Yeah, but I really don't know what happened to Matthew Stafford, dude. I mean, somebody who's if you're in the conversation for MVP and then all of a sudden you start playing like shit 3 consecutive weeks, like, dude, where'd you go? Where'd you go?
You still got to have a defense.
You do. Agreed.
I would like to go back and look at those scores because I don't think the Rams have been blowing anybody out because they've cost me money several times this year by not either covering the spread or flat out losing. So I just don't think they have the defense to be able to close out a Super Bowl. I've been wrong before.
Well, it's kind of like looking at the Bears and the Niners game, right? Neither one of them had a defense that night. Like neither one.
No,
of them.
they gave up 70-some points.
Right. It was insane.
It's like a basketball score.
So the Rams, because you asked, where is it? So preseason. Let's get out of preseason. Okay, no, wait. Okay, so 30-13, they won. What year is that? Get 2025, man. Okay, I had to get 2025. So Texans, Rams. The Rams won 14-9. They lost to the Eagles 26-33. They lost to the Niners 26-23. They beat the Jaguars 35-7. Beat the Niners 42-26. Beat the Buccaneers 34-7. Beat the Cardinals 45-17. Lost to the Seahawks 38-37. 27-24 Falcons game they lost. 41-34 they beat the Lions. 31-28 they lost to the Panthers. This isn't in order, obviously. 21-19 they beat the Seahawks. 34-10 they beat the 34-10 they beat the Saints. 17-3 they beat the Ravens. No. And then they play the Cardinals this weekend.
So you could have the most outstanding offense in the world.
Yeah.
If you run into the Texans defense and they shut down your run game and they have arguably the most dangerous secondary and they have arguably the most dangerous defense in all of football.
Right.
If they shut down your run game, they're going to whoop your ass.
Yeah, they are.
Because all they got to do is score a couple touchdowns and you're fucked because you're not scoring any points, right?
Nope.
I think the 85 Bears proved that I think the 85 Bears proved my statement wrong. Defense does win Super Bowls.
Yeah, it does. It can.
Because if the other team can't score.
Yeah, it blows my mind though. The Patriots are 13-3. I'm pulling up the standings right now.
Drake May's a stud, man. Have you watched him play this year?
Yeah, well, a couple times.
Ice water in his veins, man.
Yeah.
We get their games a lot because they're closer to us, you know?
Yeah.
That kid's he's all business. He's there to play football, and you can see it in his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, so Seahawks, Patriots, and the Broncos are all 13-3. Then the Jags are coming up at 12-4. Jags, that's what I'm saying. The Jags, like 12-4, leading the AFC South.
Yeah.
They've clinched playoff position.
They're just quietly winning football games.
Yeah.
I like Trevor Lawrence. I'd like to see him.
I do
go
too.
far.
I think he's underrated. But I mean, he's in Florida, so he doesn't get a lot of attention. But he's always seems. When I've seen them play, he always seems like a baller. He seems like he's you know. And they have the NFC least, which used to be the NFC beast. We're not going to go there. Bears are 11-5. You're what? The Packers are 9-6. You guys clinched the division. Packers are wild card. Nobody's clinched in the NFC South, man. Nobody's clinched a thing in the NFC South. 8-8, 7-9, 7-9.
That division was chaos for the entire year.
Right? Nobody's clinched in that division at all. The only thing that's clinched in the NFC East is the Eagles. Bears and Packers have got a spot. Seahawks, Niners, and Rams have all got a spot in the NFC West. In the AFC, you have the Patriots and Bills have clinched something. Nobody in AFC North has clinched anything because it comes down the next week. The Steelers are 9-7, or this week, and Steelers are 9-7, and Ravens are 8-8. So the winner of that game clinches it. Jaguars and Texans have made a position, but neither one of them have won the division yet. So I think it comes up to this weekend because Jags 12-4, Texans 11-5. Yeah, Colts started 8-2, they're 8-8, so they went on a 6-game losing streak. The Texans, you were right, they went on an 8-game winning streak, so they're 11-5. So they started out 0-3, so they lost 2 games somewhere in the mix, but they've won 8 straight. Jaguars have won 7 straight. I think that's the longest streak. Those are the 2 longest streaks in the AFC. Those are the 2 longest streaks in the NFL. The longest winning streak in the NFL is, in fact, what was it? The Texans winning 8 straight. The Jaguars are right behind them at 7 straight. Check that out, too. The Jaguars are 6-2 at home and away. The Texans are 6-2 at home and 5-3 away.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's way crazy. The Broncos are 7-1 at home. Who's got the best home record? The Broncos, maybe? So far. It's an unfair advantage of that altitude. Yeah, Broncos have the best home record.
See, and now part of their problem is all of a sudden their defense isn't playing like it was.
Right. Well,
they had the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the Texans I think maybe the Texans had it all along and people just didn't know it, but the Broncos were just dominating people.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden their defense kind of slipped up. So,
yep. Proud to say though, the Giants are 1-8 away. They have the worst road record in the NFL. So and that one came against the Raiders this past weekend.
Get you some good draft picks. You got to look at the positive, man. That's what we did.
See, everybody's
that's what we did as Bears fans forever, man.
Yeah. Well, we're
getting some draft picks.
They're talking about that Fernando guy. The Giants should draft that Fernando guy. I'm like, okay, trade your pick for whoever wants Fernando and get a bunch more picks.
Yeah.
Like if you can take that position and give it to somebody who needs that guy and take all their picks, man, just load up, get 4 more picks. Like load it up, build a better offensive line because you got Malik, you got Cam Scatterbo, you got Jackson Dart. Right, so you got 3 pivotal pieces on the offensive side. Defense, we got Kayvon Thibodeau, you got Brian Burns. There's a couple more missing on defense, but so you have pivotal guys on each side of the ball. So now get 5 or 6 more picks somehow, and build an offensive line. Get some fast guys, safeties and shit. Build it. Get young, go young. Everybody, young coordinators, young coach, go young. Build it like Ben Johnson. Build it with youth, man. The Bears are going to be a team to be reckoned with. Imagine, like you said, Caleb only has a certain percentage of the playbook understood right now. Imagine what's going to happen next year.
Yeah. And they did exactly what you just said. They went out and they built an offensive line so he had time to throw the football.
I don't understand why teams don't do that, man.
You have to.
I don't get it. That's why you run the ball. That's the thing with the Steelers, 1st and goal from like the 6-yard line. Not one single running play. Not one play.
I think if you're on the inside looking out, you would say that's easier said than done, right?
I agree with that.
There's only so many offensive linemen to pick from, and there's 32 NFL teams.
Mm-hmm.
So
go down to Iowa, man. Start driving the back roads, Go find some big cornbread, 6'7", 380-pound, Billy Ray.
You could have the best quarterback, and you could put Tom Brady back there. If you only give him a half a second to throw the ball, your receivers don't have time to run a route, so he's not going to be effective.
No, you need at least 2 seconds, man.
There's no way to be effective if you can't get your receiver 5 yards down the field,
Yep. You need at least 2 seconds, man. 2 seconds to throw the ball.
That was part of it. I think they showed that statistic during the Bears game. In his first season, he was sacked 80 sometimes, 60 sometimes. This year he's only been sacked 23 times.
That's insane. That's insane.
Well, we had no offensive line the first year he played.
No, and
awesome.
I just don't get that. Like, and yeah, I don't get that. I think you should draft offensive linemen. I think you should find somebody like the Steelers wide receiver, that Washington guy that's like 6'6", 280 pounds. That they should
that
be
dude's
a lineman,
beast, man.
right? Why didn't you give him the ball at second and goal, man? Just give him a slant. Like, give him a slant.
Kind of like the fridge back in the day.
Yeah, give him a slant. Quick slant. No quick slants. No bubble screens. Nothing. It was all back in the end zone, back in the end zone. Like, dude, you have more plays than that. Like, Tomlin should be furious at his OC. Just furious for that round of calls, man. That was a joke. An absolute joke.
Almost like it was predicted.
Planned?
Yeah, planned.
Looks like it was planned. It was planned.
You guys are not supposed to win this game. It's in the script.
Yeah, it's in the script, man. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, it's in the script. Have you seen the script? You seen the outcome? Yeah, I like it. Do you? Not really. We'll see how it plays out.
That's why I posted that clip.
Rams and Bills are supposed to be in the Super Bowl, according to one of the sportscasters made reference to it. Rams and Bills. So there you go. We'll see what happens. So I put money on both.
I mean, anything's possible. Based on my betting patterns here lately on those two teams, they're not playing up to Super Bowl caliber.
Nope. But ironic that legal betting that sports betting legal picked the Bills and the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl in preseason. So that'll be interesting because that was from a gambling site. These two teams are going to the Super Bowl.
Right?
Yeah. So figure that out.
I wonder if they used AI to do that though, because DraftKings.
I don't know. I did AI one week. ChatGPT. Somebody posted it, so I picked all the teams that Chat said was going to win, and I didn't make out very well.
I actually just saw that. It was on Facebook. DraftKings AI just predicted the next 50 or 60 Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's
not
bullshit.
Not one Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl was in there. It goes to like 2080. It says, does anyone notice anything here? And at first I didn't. And then I was like, there's no Cowboys.
Yeah. Isn't DraftKings owned by Jordan?
No. Well, I don't know now. It was actually started by two college kids.
Right. Was one
but
of them,
I think they sold it.
They did, because I saw that. They wanted something more fun for fantasy football. That's how they created that.
Yes. Yeah, there's a documentary about.
Yeah. I think you told me that or something. But one of the betting things was owned by Jordan, I thought. One of the apps. I may be wrong.
I'm sure it is, because he's a notorious gambler.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you make $360 million a year just from your Nike percentage that your mom negotiated for you, you know, he's gonna be the first trillionaire athlete ever, they're saying.
I still say that's what got his dad killed back in the day, though.
I do too. 100% gambling. 100%.
That was the weirdest thing ever.
Yep. 100%. All right. We'll wrap this puppy up. You got to go eat a burrito, I'm sure. Are you working this week? You off?
No.
You're off
we're
still?
out this week.
Okay, cool. Right on. I forget who we have Friday, but I'll look. So, boys and girls, if you're feeling sad, depressed, suicidal, don't do it, because you're a better person if you wake up tomorrow. Don't leave a hole in somebody else's heart. Text 988. Somebody is there to help talk you off that ledge, and you'll feel better tomorrow. So seriously, go for a run, go scream in a pillow, go journal, go do something. But make sure you wake up tomorrow, because it will be a better day because of you. He's Mike Michaels. I'm Chris Dunham. This is 2025 and a wrap. So that means season 3's over, right?
I don't have seasons, but yeah, from you.
Right. Or did we start it in March? If we started in March, then season 3 doesn't end till March.
I don't know.
I forget what month we started. I forget when we started this thing. We'll
Mine just go from 0 to whatever in one big long list.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, boys and girls. Until next time. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
All right, I'll see you later. Peace. Am I stopping or are you stopping it? moment.